back once again to the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Red Sofa here in Mexico City, and I'm joined by one of our most important speakers and close partners of ours here for this event, Monica Garcia, who is Director of Global Purchasing and Supply Chain for Mexico, for General Motors here in Mexico, overseeing a multi-billion-dollar budget across suppliers and logistics providers, etc. I'm very pleased you can be with us, Monica. Thanks.
No, thank you, Christopher. Glad to be here too.
I'd like to start just by outlining a sense of some of your top priorities in looking end-to-end at the global purchasing and supply chain, as I said. When you look to 2025 and beyond, what would you put in your top three priorities set working with your suppliers and logistics providers?
Well, in line with our vision of zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestions, as GM Mexico, we want to strengthen our portfolio of vehicles through our 4 brands. We have presence in ICE and electric vehicles. In fact, we introduced this year 3 EV vehicles, the Blazer EV, the Equinox EV, that are assembled in our Ramos Arizpe plant here in Coahuila, and Homer EV. We also want that ensuring that our manufacturing plants in Mexico remain leadership in manufacturing. So to achieve that, we are working on building a resilient supply chain and also ensuring that we have the logistic capacity, because we must ensure that we are not building the vehicles, but to ensure that we can deliver in an efficient way to our end customers. Also, we want to strengthen our relationship with our business partner through open communication and transparency in the way we do business. And lastly, but not least, we want to achieve our vision of zero emissions, and we want our suppliers partner also with us in that. So we want to engage them on finding new ways and sustainable ways to achieve this zero emission future world that basically is here.
Yeah, as you say, it's not the future. There's already EVs being built in Mexico, and you want to reach for those targets. At the same time, we know in Mexico, as we've talked across this event, there's challenges in capacity, there are infrastructure issues, many challenges that we face as production increases, and you have these ambitious goals. Has it changed the way you work with your partners and suppliers in any kind of way, whether it's on the terms or KPIs or any ways that you've changed in which you work with them?
Yeah, of course. One of the biggest lessons we have learned from past crises and logistic challenges is the need to go deeper into our value chain. We have always worked closely with our tier 1 suppliers, but today we need to extend that partnership even further. So we learn where to be lean and where to be robust in our supply chain, and we always value the long-term relationship with our business partner. So we are trying to improve that relationship, and that's why we say that this goes beyond, and we go beyond the word vendor. So we truly appreciate the partnership and the collaboration in a win-win scheme to design, build, and sell the best worst vehicles. And these challenges has driven GM to pursue deeper collaboration and long-term strategic relationship. We have always shared the production forecast to our suppliers. We have set clear expectations, what we really want from them, the capacity that we really need. And also we have shared the growth that we are expecting in the upcoming years. And we know that this requires investment and planning for them. So by establishing this long-term relationship, we can provide certainty and continuity on the business and also for us.
Yeah, it's such an important point, giving that stable base to invest at the same time that you'll need flexibility from these partners, because as we see every day, plans don't always exactly work out as we expected, and we need to be ready to adapt and be resilient in this.
And flexibility is now part of the game too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if we were to look, just zero in on, in Mexico now building EVs and developing the supply chain for electric vehicles, are there specific areas you'd like to see more from your partners and suppliers to help you meet those goals, help you with the transition, which again is not easy for anyone?
Yeah, we want open communication from our business partners. If they are seeing innovation and new practices or best practices in the market, we encourage our suppliers to bring those ideas to us. We are eager to explore new ways of working together. It is a matter of relationship, and we also encourage our suppliers to challenge the way we are doing things, to improve the network design, and to reduce or minimize the risk. That is really important for us. And also, we encourage our suppliers to invest in new technologies and innovations that can bring profitability and best ways to work together. So that's basically that we are looking from our suppliers. That is, everything is based on the partnership.
And I think it's a really important point that you're open and want to be challenged as well on the status quo, and then work together to implement the right way. Last month, or recently, at our conference in Detroit, I sat down on the red sofa as well with Jeff Morrison, Senior Vice President of Global Purchasing and Supply Chain at GM, and he made it clear as well. We see in markets like Mexico, where we do see new competitors coming in some places, with limited capacity for logistics. He made a clear message that GM would still like to be seen as a customer of choice, as a preference, and receive the sort of preference that it has worked hard to merit. How are you working here in Mexico to establish that, and also to ensure that you continue to receive that preference?
Yeah, well, GM in Mexico has been for 89 years. We are the #1 producer and the #1 exporter of vehicles here in Mexico, and the #1 employee here in Mexico. So that means stability and continuity of our business, and this is basically what GM has been offered to our suppliers. We want to continue be the #1 in the market, and we always say that relationship matters. And by this, we mean that having a good partnership and open communication and transparency in the way we do things is what the way we nurture the relationship. So that is also really important for us. And of course, we want to remain the preference customers of our business partners. So please give us the preference that we think we have earned during this period of time. So we rely on the collaboration and cooperation from our business partner within this increasing competition.
Very strong and clear message. And the final point is obviously recognizing that to maintain that preference, you also need to be considered a customer of choice.
Of course.
And so what are just some of the ways that you see are important to maintain that status as a customer of choice?
Well, as I said, the continuity that we have offered to our suppliers during this period of time. We have around 130 logistics suppliers, either directly or indirectly. And with some of them, we have a long-term relationship for more than 20 or 30 years here in Mexico. So that's basically the stability and the continuity of the business we have offered to our suppliers. And again, the way we communicate each other and the way we strengthen our relationship, that's really important. And we know that all the time our business partners are looking and trying to back to us to continue the stability in the business.
Well, absolutely, Monica. It's been such a pleasure to be here, to share the stage with you, talking about partnership, to share these messages with our key audience here in Mexico and more globally. Thank you so much again for being
Thank you, Christopher, for the invitation. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. And keep following us and you'll find out more from the conference and the session. You can also go back in our archives and see our interview with Jeff Morrison, which we'll of course link relative to this video as well. Thanks so much for being with us.